Chapter 13. The manifestation of Rudra Nārada, the ever-inquisitive sage, spoke with reverence to the supreme creator, Brahma, whose countenance shone with the brilliance of divine knowledge. His voice was filled with awe as he said, "O Brahma, O fortunate one, most blessed among the gods, you are truly graced by the divine. Today you have narrated a wondrous sanctifying tale of Lord Shiva, the auspicious one, whose mere remembrance absolves the soul of worldly miseries. I have been deeply moved by this sacred story of the origin of the linga, the divine symbol of Shiva. Its profoundness dispels all sorrows and illusions of this transient world." Narada's eyes gleamed with curiosity as he continued, "Yet I yearn for more knowledge, O exalted one. Pray tell me what unfolded after that event. How did the grandeur of creation come to be, and what was the process of its unfolding?" Brahma, who had witnessed the dawn of time itself, smiled with compassion at Narada's fervent inquiry. He closed his eyes, recollecting the divine moments in deep contemplation. "You ask with great wisdom, O Nārada," Brahma said in a soft yet powerful tone, "and I shall tell you briefly what transpired next, as it was passed down to me in the sacred tradition. Listen closely and let your mind be still, for these are events from the very beginning of existence." As Brahma began his narration, the celestial winds seemed to still, and the air was filled with a deep sense of reverence for the tale unfolding. When the eternal Lord Shiva, the embodiment of both the manifest and the unmanifest, vanished from our sight after revealing his infinite form, Vishnu and I were left in awe. We had witnessed a marvel beyond comprehension, Shiva as the divine pillar of fire, endless and without beginning. Both of us, Vishnu and I, having taken the forms of a boar and a swan to explore this cosmic marvel, stood there in a state of wonder. Brahma paused for a moment, as if reliving the immensity of those moments before continuing. When Shiva disappeared, Vishnu and I withdrew from our forms of the boar and the swan. Our hearts were filled with joy and peace, knowing that the time had come to fulfill our duties, Vishnu as the sustainer of the cosmos and myself as its creator. But before we began our cosmic tasks, Nārada, I too had my doubts. Nārada, ever quick with his questions, interrupted gently, "O Brahma, why, out of all forms, did you and Vishnu choose the forms of a swan and a boar? What was the significance behind these?" Brahma's face brightened with the wisdom of ages, and he replied, "Ah, Nārada, your doubt is valid. The form of a swan was chosen by me because it is a creature that can ascend gracefully into the heavens. But more than that, the swan possesses the unique ability to separate milk from water, a symbol of the soul's power to discern between truth and illusion, knowledge and ignorance. It represents wisdom, purity, and the pursuit of truth. Hence, I, the Creator, took on the form of a swan, hoping to discover the ultimate truth of Shiva's form." He sighed slightly before adding, "But alas, though I assumed the form of the swan, even I, the grand creator, was unable to perceive the refulgent form of Shiva in its entirety. For how can true wisdom manifest in one who is perpetually engaged in the act of creation? The duties of creation clouded my sight, and I could not fully awaken the power of discrimination despite my form." Nārada nodded, absorbing the profound wisdom Brahma had just shared. Brahma then spoke of Vishnu, the great protector of the worlds. Vishnu, on the other hand, assumed the form of a boar, a form that can dive deep into the earth, steadily and with purpose. Just as the boar burrows into the depths, Vishnu's form symbolized the diving into the layers of creation, seeking its essence. This was no ordinary transformation. Vishnu, who wanders the universe as its protector, adopted this form to initiate a new kalpa, a new cycle of time. Thus, the era of the boar, known as the Varaha Kalpa, began, marking a fresh eon of creation and preservation. Having clarified Nārada's doubts, Brahma's tone shifted as he returned to the unfolding of events. His voice now took on a more serious contemplative edge. "When Shiva vanished from our sight, I, the progenitor of the universe, was left to ponder on the means by which I could carry out the cosmic task entrusted to me. I bowed to Shiva in deep reverence, seeking his guidance. In this moment of contemplation, Vishnu bestowed upon me a fragment of divine knowledge that filled me with bliss. My mind was now clear, and I was ready to begin the creation of the worlds. Nārada listened intently as Brahma continued. Having paid homage to Shiva, Vishnu too disappeared, retreating to his eternal abode of Vaikuntha, where he would preside as the protector of the cosmos. As Brahma spoke, the scene he described seemed to come alive in Nārada's mind. The vast waters of pre-creation, the cosmic egg slowly emerging from the primordial depths, and the divine form of Virat, the universal being, arising out of it. However, this magnificent form lacked consciousness, merely existing as an inert cosmic entity. I offered libations of water into the cosmic sea and watched as the cosmic egg emerged, containing within it the 24 fundamental principles of existence. Yet it was lifeless, a mere shell. Confusion crept into my mind, for without sentience there could be no creation. I turned my thoughts to Vishnu, meditating on his power, and for 12 long years I performed severe penance. Brahma's eyes sparkled as he recounted the divine intervention that followed. Vishnu appeared before me filled with joy and love and placed his hand upon my body. His mere touch filled me with divine knowledge and vitality. Vishnu's voice echoed in Brahma's memory as he recalled his words. I, ever mindful of my duty, Brahma continued, requested only that Vishnu infuse the cosmic egg with sentience, for without consciousness creation could not proceed. Vishnu, adhering to the supreme will of Shiva, multiplied himself into countless forms and entered the cosmic egg, becoming the very life force of the universe. The cosmic egg, once inert, now thrummed with life as Vishnu, the thousand-headed and thousand-eyed, filled the entire cosmos with his presence. It was then that the universe, enlivened by Vishnu's power, became sentient and began to take shape. Vishnu presided over the 7 worlds, and Shiva, with his 5 faces, established his abode atop the sacred mountain of Kailasa, shining above all creation. Brahma's tale continued, recounting the creation of the elements, the rise of the various orders of beings, and the interplay of forces that shaped the universe. Through it all, he remained ever devoted to the lotus feet of Shiva, the source of all creation and dissolution. With every word, the scope of creation seemed to grow in complexity. Yet it all remained anchored in the divine will of Shiva, who, though transcendent, guided the process at every step. As Brahma's narration came to an end, Nārada felt a profound sense of understanding, knowing that this creation was not just a play of cosmic forces, but an expression of divine consciousness, eternally unfolding in the dance of Shiva. Thus, with great reverence, Nārada bowed once more before Brahma, who sat in serene contemplation, the story of creation resounding through the corridors of eternity.